of the Empire State Building.
Z100 and iHeartRadio. I'm Josh Martinez with my guest at this time, Baby No Money. Is it Baby? Someone told me BB. It's Baby, right?
Yeah, people, I mean, as long as you don't call me bbnos, we're good. BB, baby works. It's, I guess baby or BB is the abbreviation of baby, but yeah, you can call me baby if you want to, or Alex. Alex works.
There was a note here because we played the record, and there was a note here at the radio station that said pronounced BB No Money, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Baby. So it's a good thing first day it was put there to kind of correct everybody here. So, when talking to a lot of up and coming artists and newer artists in the game that have a couple of hit songs, kind of and brewing and developing, I want to talk to them about like their upstart and their upbringing, because you're not exactly from a huge city that's like metropolis of hip music. Where are you from?
So I'm from Vancouver, Canada, and like when I started making music, especially from Vancouver, like I was like the only one really making weird music and like new sounding music, let alone pretty much like the only one really making music. Like there's like a handful of artists maximum that are like actually doing something cool and like doing it in Vancouver. Unfortunately, a lot of like weirdly like the municipality or like the government in Vancouver, they like shut down all like the venues that like all like the all ages, underage, like free drinking type thing, like where you go and experience like the heart of music in the city, and they just keep shutting them down. And it's like it's pretty brutal in Vancouver for the music world, but I mean, hopefully I'll be able to like create a platform for people to, I'm gonna be throwing like a festival there every single year in the Christmas festival. So maybe I'll have an ability to put it on a little bit more. But yeah, it's definitely not it for sure. Going to LA, I was like, wow, there's so much more opportunity here. And it was like a mind-boggling experience. But I'm gonna stay in Vancouver as long as I possibly can. But the cold gets me.
So Seattle is not too far from Vancouver from a geographical standpoint, and Seattle this particular sound and a lot of big artists have come from Seattle, big sounds like grunge and even more recent with Macklemore. Did you guys kind of get a semblance or a scene of Seattle up in Vancouver, or was that kind of a different world?
No, it's a completely different world. Like, man, I'm gonna be honest, like it's unfortunate. Like you go to a club and like no one plays local music. Like no one supports local acts in Vancouver. It's very weird. Like I don't know why. I've definitely noticed in the past like 5 or 6 years that it's gotten infinitely better. But it's really weird. I don't get it, but maybe it's just like a deeply rooted, profound thing that I just don't know. Yeah.
So you kind of got put on the North American and then global map with La La La, the song. The first thing I noticed was the very beginning of the song. Is that like an actual planned ad lib, or was that something that was recorded and you guys were like, oh, fuck it. I forgot the melody. Just go with it.
Yeah. So when we got in the studio, I was going like, na, 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 and like, that's like the melody that I wrote those, like the first couplet to. And then I have a tendency to like write really good melodies and then forget them. And then, after this moment, I started recording my voice. But I remember going to the booth and it was the actual same take, like legitimately the exact same take that you heard. And I was like, bro, did I really just forget that melody? And he's like, and I heard him through like the feedback because his room was small. And there you go. I didn't really expect that song to be that big. I don't think anyone can expect songs to be, especially when it starts as moronic as that song started. But it's a blessing, to say the least. It's cool having a song that big, and now I might have another song that's just as big, and I don't really understand how I got here, to be honest. It's sick. I'm in a room. I was just playing Diablo 2, and I have like 900 bottles of Essentia water, and I can't smell anything. This room probably smells awful, and I have COVID. So, yeah, it's just my life is weird, but it's cool.
But you're gonna be good. You'll be part of our Jingle Ball weekend here in New York City, which we're all excited about. But you did bring up the most recent song. How did that whole new single come about? And did you anticipate it blowing up at this rate even bigger than the first song? Because you're hearing it and seeing it in commercials now.
Yeah, I always wanted to have another big song like La La La. I just didn't know it would have, some of my friends were like, honestly, if you're really good at marketing, like, I'm surprised it took this long. So like, and maybe it's just a song. Like sometimes like I put a lot of music out because I use the roll the dice concept. The more times you roll the dice, the more times you're gonna get snake eyes. So, that's just kind of how I look at my music business, and I'm independent, right? So like I can drop whenever I want, and I don't have to listen to a label like telling me like, yo, you get this quarter to drop. So, I made the song with Christian, Diamond Pistols, sent it to Rich Brian. He loved it. He jumped on it. I sent him a message saying, yo, do you want to do a music video where we're in night suits? And he was like, yo, that sounds hilarious. Let's do it. We did it. Everything just really worked out. And, especially being in the music business for a while, and I really understand the business, when things like work out and when things like go as you want them to go, it means that it might be a big song. Just like there's this weird, profound energy that no one really understands. But like when you make a song quick, when all like the paperwork gets done and everything just squared and no one's like huffing and puffing about anything, it's like, yo, maybe this song is gonna blow up. And I raised my eyebrows like 30 times on TikTok, and literally like, I made like a trend with my eyebrows on the intro of the song, and then it blew up on TikTok. We took it to radio, had a radio campaign. Now I'm talking to y'all, and I'm pretty new as far as the understanding of business perspective of like how radio works, but supposedly you guys are the big boys, and I'm stoked, and it's a pleasure to be here. So thank you for your time.
It's all good, man. Listen, the song's blown up. Like I said, there's levels to this ish, right? So like all of a sudden something's bubbling and it got a lot of plays on TikTok, and that's cool. And then it starts to stream, and that's cool. And then all of a sudden, now it's getting airplay in various markets, and that's cool. And then it's just like this ground swelling. And all of a sudden, like I said, to me, anytime you hear a song on a TV commercial, that is like next tax bracket. That is like next level type ish, because these companies that are putting, these TV commercials together are purposely looking for things to hook people in. So these people that are getting paid so much money sat there and said, this is the song that's going to hook people in. And when you think of it in that, like, what the hell goes through your mind? Because you're sitting here playing video games and chilling, and then all of a sudden, there's suits out here looking at your song like, this is the one. This is the one.
When I first blew up in China, like before I had any North American success, that's when like I was like, oh, maybe my music is actually cool. And then everything past that has just been like, I guess my music is actually dope, because people seemingly like it. Does it hyperinflate my ego? Not at all, because I genuinely think I'm garbage at making music in comparison to other artists. But that's also like a developmental thing that my parents made me a crazy psychopath workaholic. But that's just the type of person who I am. I think it's cool. I put a lot of my personality in my music, and I think like a lot of my personality comes out in my branding and like how I display myself as an artist online. And like if people can rock with that, and like I'm just being myself, and I think that's like the easiest thing I could have done, because like why focus on trying to be someone else, because that's a waste of time. I always think do the least amount of effort possible, and usually people will like it. And like it's working, and it honestly just warms my heart that people like my music as much as they do. I like never expected to get this far, and I think that's probably why I've been successful to some extent.
You mentioned China before. How was that feeling to know, yo, I'm blowing up in China? My own neighborhood doesn't know who I am, aside from maybe like, because I'm the kid that crashed a tricycle at the age of 3, right? But there's a country that's messing with me right now. Like I can't
Yeah.
even imagine what that might have been like.
That okay, so it happened at the perfect moment because I was just about to like stop making music because I was going through university at the time and I was studying kinesiology and I was starting to get my booty cheeks handed to me by not studying enough. And I was like, damn, like do I really like maybe I just give this shit up and like move on to, you know, the things that quote matter, you know? And, you know, I had my mom on the side and like my parents, they were like forcing me and I was paying for my education too. So I was like, I really don't want to waste my time and money here. And one dirty long reading week where I was studying for 6 midterms, the immediate time you get back into the school, I had a DM and this person was like, yo, like, you're famous in China. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, what are you talking about? And then I did a bunch of research and, you know, being born and raised in Vancouver, there's a massive, massive Asian population and demographic. And like my high school, like I was like pretty much token white. All my friends were like Filipino, Chinese, like Mandarin, like it was super sick. Cause like, and like kind of coincidental because like I ended up learning some Mandarin when I was younger too. And like, I just blew up in China and, you know, after all the research, I reached out to this promoter and this promoter was like, yo, let's do a tour. He ripped me off, but he's a legend. He like put me on in these rooms. I did like 1,000 cap rooms, had 1,000 Instagram followers. And it was just like an eye-opening experience that like people had tattoos in my name. And I was like, well, I can't give up. Like that was like the turning point in my career where I stopped drinking and I stopped going to parties at university. And I started waking up at 4 a.m. and slamming 2 pots of coffee before my like advanced pulmonary respiratory diseases class that was handing my ass to me. You know, like that's when I was like, oh, I gotta go. And then my friend collaborator, Young Gravy, he blew up. And then I was like, we have an EP. It's like, I gotta give it the shot that like everyone always talks about. You know, it's like this doesn't happen, you know, and I just really took it in my hands and I told my mom, I was like, yo, give me 5 years, and I did it in 3. And my mom was pulling the I don't even care, drop out of school, reverse psychology thing. And I was like, F you, mom, like I'm gonna do both. Like I'm gonna prove you type thing. So yeah, man, it's cool.
Did you get
Yeah, I got the degree. Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Talk about
Yeah.
a pretty solid backup plan. I'm a believer. I don't like backup plans. This is just a philosophical thing with me manifesting from like my daddy issues, right? Where like, I feel like if I have a plan, I'm setting myself up for failure. Whereas like, just go with it. Just go balls to the wall. I read a story one time. Travis Barker, one of his first tattoos was on his throat. He wanted it to be a job stopper. He wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to get into music, that he wasn't going to get into any other thing but music. Because with a tattoo on your throat, you can't get a job, you know, a hardware store or something. So that always stuck with me. But having a degree in what was it? I can't.
Yeah, kinesiology. It's pretty much like intro level med. I wanted to be a sports nutritionist / chiropractic for like a rugby team. That was like my end goal. And because
Rugby big in Western Canada?
Wait, what?
Is rugby big in Western Canada?
No, but I ended up playing it and I broke my back while playing it, and I gained a lot of like weird knowledge of like how to deal with pain and like how to explain pain in a way that I can like be empathetic because like I've been through it type thing. And I feel like a lot of people in like health practitioners and like a lot of people in like, you know, the health world have never really had experiences like that. So they don't know how to like apply that and like effectively tell someone like, yo, I understand, like this is what I went through. And like it's weird because like I've been through tons of like rehab and stuff and like, you know, for my body and my back, and there's a lot of people that were like not sympathizing and they didn't know how to sympathize. And I felt immediately like I know how to like sympathize with people and I know how to get on the same playing field so they'll like understand me a little bit better. And like, dude, yeah, it's that, I don't know, that was like the drawing point between what I don't know. That was like why I wanted to go to university.
That mindset of being able to sympathize and empathize with people, do you think that translates to your music in any way, where when you're putting the songs together, you're like, I just want this to be positive and fun? And kind of just not silly in a negative sense, but just like, I want people to know that I'm in this booth having fun. The engineers are having fun. The producers are having fun. Is that mindset kind of over?
Well, so my whole business is, and my managers know, if I text them not having fun, they pull off. Because I was like, look, like my whole business is like all about having fun. And like, I want you guys to have fun. I want my videographer to have fun. I want all my producers to have fun. I want fair splits. I want just a positive wrecking force in the business side. And then like, man, dude, I do my shows. I see my meet and greets and I talk to my friends pretty much because they know the type of person I am. And when I see them, we're just talking, and it's like, you know, I've had a lot of moms come to my shows and be like, yo, look, like my son has been through it left and right. And like, you've just been like a positive wrecking force on the internet. And like, you've helped him a lot. And I appreciate that. And I'm like, that's what I'm here for. Like, I wanted to help people originally with my education. And now I feel like I've helped millions of people with my music. And I feel grateful that I have the platform to be a positive wrecking force in the world.
You mentioned the music and you mentioned people coming up to you at shows. Obviously, COVID just kind of knocked us all away from shows for the time being.
Yeah.
So people that have never seen you perform before because of COVID, or maybe they weren't in China during that run, what can people expect from your shows when they see you on stage?
It's like stupid. I work with the crowd a lot. I include the crowd. I give out a cookbook every single show, and I've been doing it since the first show I ever did. For no apparent reason, I just give out a cookbook. Eventually, I probably will make a Baby No Money cookbook where I will write the recipes. I like play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and then I read a nursery rhyme. I play Veggie Tales and it goes into edamame. Like, I just have fun. And like, that's whenever I envisioned going to shows back in the day, I would go and I would just have as much fun as I possibly could. And like, I would say if I were going to a Baby No Money show, I would have a blast. And like, that's all that matters to me. Whether or not people like it, that's, you know, they got something up their booty hole, and that's their problem. But it's definitely just a really positive, fun show that you can see that I'm having fun on stage, and like, I am having fun on stage because like, I'm on stage performing in front of like a bunch of people that paid money to come see me. It's crazy. Like, that's fun. That's nuts, right? I don't know. It's still like weirdly surreal every day that I get the ability to do this, and like, I don't know. But I just really want to taste food again. That's like my main concern right now. And it's sad, dude. I literally went out for McDonald's yesterday because I know the flavor of McDonald's. So I was like, I know what I'm eating. I know the taste. So it's like weird, like, what's that? Phantom limb syndrome. You know what phantom limb syndrome?
No.
So long story short, what phantom limb syndrome is, sometimes when someone is an amputee of like an arm, they can feel pain when they touch something with their left arm, if they have their left arm, but they can feel it in their right. So like, when I eat food that I know, I just think about it, and I like know that flavor, and I'm like, I went out for like a Mexican joint yesterday, and I literally like almost gagged eating it. I was like, bro, I just want to taste food, man.
My fiance, she got COVID. It's been a year, and my fiance still can't taste Taco Bell lettuce. Yeah,
bro. No, dude. No. Don't tell me.
And
dude.
I just got lettuce. It's just the lettuce. The lettuce, she for some reason the lettuce just tastes gross, and she loves Taco Bell, so she just has to get out lettuce now because like she's been trying, and she hated pickles, but now can stand pickles since COVID.
Weird. Maybe it's like, you know how everyone was like, oh dang, we can't go to shows, we can't do fun things during COVID, and then everyone's like being a little bit more grateful. Maybe it's like your taste buds are like, yo, we're back, dude. We're back, man. Like, we gotta be eating and loving all the foods possible. Maybe food is gonna hit even harder.
I'll never forget I'll never forget, and I'll ask you this too, and I'll let you think of it. When you realize, oh snap, I think I got COVID. For her, she ate a bunch of snacks and was panicking. And we had peanut butter whiskey. And literally you open up the bottle right here and you'll smell it and it's strong. She literally like hovered her nose over the top of it, like took a huge inhale, like a big deep breath of it, and couldn't smell nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
messed up.
So we were testing on tour because it's probably the most ethical way to do it, every single day. And then I just tested positive, and then I was still eating food. I was good. I was like, okay, fine. Like, at least I'm going to be in Salt Lake. I can eat all the good food. And then I was talking to my parents. I was like, yeah, I ordered a pad thai. And I've been to Thailand. I've had really good pad thai. And I was eating this pad thai. I was like, okay, like, I know we're in Salt Lake, but like, why is this so bad? Like I was like, damn, bro, like, I don't even want to eat this. And then I put my hat off. I was like, no, man, not the taste, man, anything but it. Yeah. And then ever since it's been pretty bad. It's been pretty bad, but it is what it is.
Hopefully you get your taste buds back for December 10th. You'll be in town for our iconic, world famous C100 Jingle Ball. You're going to be part of this lounge, which is an exciting event. Hopefully you'll be coming to the show later that night and kicking it with us. And that'll be the first step to getting you hanging out backstage at Madison Square Garden. And then the next step will be getting you on stage at Madison Square Garden. And that's where we're going to get you.
That's a vibe. What's do you have any really good food recommendations?
This is the greatest city on planet Earth for food. We have a list. And when you get here,
let's go, dude.
Head up Chris Brown or whatever your man's, and I'll give him a list. He knows the deal. He knows what's up.
Perfect, man. Appreciate it. Well, dude, I'm really excited to meet. I'm really excited to meet when I pull up, because I don't really know too many people in New York, so more the merrier.
No, absolutely, and we'll have a good time. I'm born and raised here, so I know a lot of tricks to the trade, if you will, a lot of little hidden spots and where the real fun happens. And I'll just leave it at that for legal reasons. Baby No Money, one more time. How can fans get in touch with you, social handle wise, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all those joints?
It's just like bbno $. If you type that up, like, pretty much on Google or like any search engine, I would assume I have enough relevancy now that you can look anywhere. Otherwise, it's bbno MULA, because Instagram doesn't want $signs. Well, now it's called Meta now, right? Isn't Facebook Meta?
If you open your Instagram, it'll say Instagram by Meta now instead of.
Oh yeah, I saw that this morning. Yeah, that's probably why I said that. But yeah, that's my social media. And if it's a different social media, typically I do like bbno, like TikTok, or like, yeah, you guys can think about it. So
hey, listen, you're verified out here in these streets, so that's it. Once you see the little blue check, we out here. We good.
Yeah, we out here, dude.
Appreciate you one more time, Baby No Money. Thank you, sir.
No, man, appreciate you. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
Gave me something to do during the COVID hotel chill. So
From the top of the Empire State Building.
C100.